Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
हमारे कार्यक्रम पेश किए जाते हैं कई भाषाओं में। कृपया देखें suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Supreme Master Qinghai appreciatively present Dr. Muderis with the Shining World Compassion Award plus $20,000 as a humble token of support, if allowed, toward the Refugee Foundation under his care. Thank you for giving so many the gift of happiness through independent mobility by your skilled hands and making our world more aware of the plight of asylum seekers and refugees. May Allah always bless you abundantly. Please continue watching to find out more.
Salamat Tisba means hello in the Kazakh language. I'm Azel. The amiable people of Kazakhstan wish for you to be blessed with infinite light and an ever-abundant spiritual harvest. Welcome to our show entitled Successful Refugees and Immigrants Leading the Way, Part 3, Pioneering Surgeon Dr. Munjed Muderis. For various reasons throughout history, people have been forced to leave their homelands and find refuge in other countries, thus allowing them to rebuild their lives and reclaim their dignity. Others have voluntarily migrated to other nations simply for better educational or economic opportunities. There are countless stories of those overcoming many adversities and succeeding in enhancing their new surroundings with their immense skills and talents. Many have made notable contributions to their adopted countries in the fields of art, economics, education, science, sports, etc. In this series, Successful Refugees and Immigrants Leading the Way, we will profile prominent individuals who have enriched the nations to which they have arrived and contributed to the greater good of our world. Dr. Munjed Muderis was born in Baghdad, Iraq. Interested in surgery, he studied medicine at Baghdad University. After graduating, he worked as a surgery resident at Baghdad University Hospital. However, a harrowing event occurring when he was 27 years old dramatically changed his life. One day in 1999, while he was on duty at the hospital, he and his colleagues were suddenly ordered by the authorities to immediately perform a very harmful procedure on a group of men who were just brought to the facility or face very grave consequences. Owing to his conscious and firm belief in justice, Dr. Muderis did not obey the order. After hiding for a few hours in the hospital, he quietly left and eventually managed to leave the country. After spending time in the Middle East, Malaysia, and Indonesia, he boarded an overcrowded boat headed for Australia. The experience at sea was life-threatening since the vessel was leaking and the waters were very rough. Finally, the passengers arrived at Australia's Christmas Island. Dr. Muderis was sent to Curtin Detention Center in Australia while his asylum application was reviewed. His 10 months there were physically and psychologically challenging, but he was eventually accepted as an asylee and released on August 26, 2000. Dr. Muderis started taking steps toward resuming his career path to become a surgeon. At first, his applications for meaningful employment were repeatedly rejected. He even worked as a restroom cleaner for a while, but he considered it honorable work and never lost sight of his ultimate goal. He remembered being inspired as a child after watching the first Terminator movie, which featured a character who was half human and half machine. Having seen many victims of the conflict in Iraq with missing limbs, he dreamed of someday helping such people become whole again through mechanical replacements. Dr. Muderis was eventually employed by several hospitals, gained admission into an orthopedics training program, and completed surgical fellowships in Sydney and Berlin, Germany. In 2010, Dr. Muderis started his career in orthopedic surgery. He is now a fellow of the Royal Australasian College of Surgeons and the Australian Orthopedic Association, an associate professor in the University of Notre Dame, Australia School of Medicine, and founder of a medical practice called the Osseointegration Group of Australia. Dr. Muderis realized that people who lose their limbs want independence and do not wish to be a burden to their family and friends. With a strong will and sincere heart, the physician embarked on his mission to be a pioneering osseointegration surgeon in Australia. Osseointegration is defined as the structural linkage made at the contact point where human bone and the surface of a synthetic, often titanium-based implant meet. He developed a new generation of osseointegration prosthetic limbs that solve many issues that patients faced before. Specifically, he specializes in leg replacements for above and below the knee amputees and is considered a world-leading surgeon in the osseointegration field. A titanium stem is implanted into the femur or tibia, and the stem's unique porous surface allows the bone to grow in and the two eventually fuse together. A dual adapter links the stem to the external prosthetic limb. The adapter has a smooth surface to reduce the discomfort caused by soft tissue friction, and its antibacterial coating lessens the risk of infection after the surgery. In addition, it takes less than 10 seconds to put on and take off the prosthetic limb. Compared to other solutions for amputees, this osseointegration procedure provides patients with greater stability, ease of control, flexibility, and mobility post-surgery. Those who have undergone the operation report they are able to tell the difference between different surfaces when walking, like carpet versus uneven ground, thus providing them additional safety in daily life. We will pause now for a brief intermission and a constructive message. Please stay with us here on Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to our program, Successful Refugees and Immigrants Leading the Way, Part 3, Pioneering Surgeon Dr. Munjed Muderis on Supreme Master Television. In 2014, Dr. Muderis was invited by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II to attend the Member of the Order of the British Empire, or MBE, award ceremony for British soldier Michael Swain. Mr. Swain sadly lost his legs while on duty in Afghanistan and was able to walk again after Dr. Muderis' incredible implant surgery. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, was impressed and praised the surgeon's excellent work. The prince later visited Australia, met Dr. Muderis and asked him to return to the UK to perform more osseointegration limb replacement surgeries for British military personnel. The surgeon accepted Prince Harry's invitation and came to Britain in 2016 to help supervise and perform operations and share his knowledge and expertise with British orthopedic surgeons and medical professionals. He has also traveled to Canada, the United States, and countries in the Middle East and Southeast Asia to provide his advice and lend his exceptional skills to osseointegration surgeries. By spreading innovative medical concepts and techniques, he is enhancing the lives of many people. Apart from his tremendous contributions to the osseointegration surgery field, Dr. Muderis is very involved in humanitarian work as well. In 2014, he participated in a high-level roundtable discussion on Australian asylum seeker and refugee policy that was held at Australia's Parliament House. This led to a report on the issue by Australia 21 and other non-profit groups. Dr. Muderis is actively engaged in various practical actions to help refugees and supports Australia's community sponsorship program for such individuals. He is a patron of the Asylum Seekers Centre, Sanctuary Australia Foundation, New South Wales Amputee Association, and the Australian Red Cross. In addition, Dr. Muderis is affiliated with Amnesty International and the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees or UNHCR. He continuously champions the welfare of refugees and hopes to build a more compassionate and caring global community. As a human rights advocate, Dr. Muderis expresses his firm belief in equality of all people, saying, "I believe that we are all equal, we are all the same, regardless of our religion, background, or color." The good doctor says he never forgets to help people in need. He indiscriminately assists numerous amputees in different corners of the world. They include cancer patients, people injured by landmines or other explosive devices, and veterans of conflicts. Accompanied by a small team of volunteer specialists, Dr. Muderis has brought donated medical equipment and supplies back to Iraq several times. His group operated on 190 patients in 17 days on their third medical trip to Iraq in 2018. These missions were self-funded and the team's work was infused with wholehearted love and care. He believes that when we help others, it will result in a snowball effect. The charitable deeds of Dr. Muderis have consoled the hearts of these traumatized people and rekindled their hope for a better future. On November 4, 2019, the orthopedic surgeon and human rights advocate was named 2020 New South Wales Australian of the Year by the New South Wales government for his pioneering work in orthopedic surgery and humanitarian endeavours. The remarkable surgeon and human rights advocate encourages people to contribute something meaningful to the world during their brief stay here. This former refugee has set a courageous, merciful, and admirable example for all of us.
Supreme Master Ching Hai appreciatively present Dr. Muderis with the Shining World Compassion Award plus $20,000 as a humble token of support, if allowed, toward the Refugee Foundation under his care. Thank you for giving so many the gift of happiness through independent mobility by your skilled hands and making our world more aware of the plight of asylum seekers and refugees. May Allah always bless you abundantly. Supreme Master Ching Hai is deeply grateful to the beloved God for all the financial help, comfort and support to the afflicted and needy and/or any good cause over the years, as a humble vessel for His compassion and love toward His precious children.
To learn more about Dr. Muderis, please visit the following websites: almuderis.com.au or facebook.com/Dr. Munjed Muderis. Brilliant viewers, thank you for being with us for our program. Coming up next is The Life of Lord Mahavira, Continue Fasting to Rescue Chandana, Part 5 of 5 on Between Master and Disciples, right after Noteworthy News. May divine wisdom enrich your mind and inspire your spirit.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/GPGW.